Hello, my friends. I know your time is valuable, so I'll keep this short and to the point. We're living in a time of intense division, politically, socially, and mentally. It's election season, and people are getting pulled in different directions, convinced that one side or the other holds the answers. But here's the truth: everyone wants what's best for them and their families. Yet we're all being influenced, often without realizing it, by the constant arguments and noise around us. All this pulls our attention away from what truly matters. But we have to remember we're all part of the same whole, navigating these challenges together. And as kumbaya as that sounds, historically, it is the only way forward. But what if I told you the real battle isn't out there on the campaign trail or in the news or in the oligarchy or wherever you're being led to believe that it is? It's happening right here. And it's happening right here in your heart and in your mind. It's happening in your imagination. Our reality isn't just out there, it's shaped by what's going on in here, in that mental space. The division we see in the world, it's a reflection of the division within our own minds. The thoughts and emotions we allow in shape the world around us, but it's deeper than that. Everything that exists begins in our imagination. Our imagination is sacred. It's the space where creation starts, and it's our responsibility, even our divine duty, to keep that space clear and focused. Advertisers know this, politicians know this. Your attention is what's fought over. Your attention and your imagination. And wherever that is, that's where your energy flows. That is what people are after. That is your power. Many people in power know this and may take advantage of it. The public often gets caught up in blaming each other, leading to division and distraction. When we react to the noise, it becomes easier for those in power to maintain control. And remember, I'm not talking about us versus them here. If you were in power, would you be seduced by it as well? When we react to the noise, it becomes easier for those in power to maintain control. But the truth is, the real power doesn't lie with them. It lies in every single one of us. We're not separate from one another. We're all different aspects of the same whole. Again, I know it sounds kumbaya, but it's the only path forward. Historically, conflict leads to more conflict. Whether we see it as one human race, one planet, or one shared reality, we're all connected. This is a pivotal moment in human history. Right now, we're seeing moves towards controlling communication and silencing free speech. One of the first steps taken by any oppressive regime throughout history. This is happening throughout the world. The real issue isn't about which candidate is going to give you a tax break or help you buy a new home. What's at stake is so much more fundamental: our rights, our freedoms, and the future we're building for our children and grandchildren. And I say this because us versus them, it doesn't work. Revolutions throughout history have shown that adversarial approaches often lead to more conflict and suffering, while unity and cooperation are the only paths to true, lasting progress. We cannot win with a mentality of division between us. The only way forward is together. We have to take responsibility for our own minds because that's where the real shift happens. This is the genesis of everything. It is the womb of creation. The seeds that we plant there bear fruit in our reality. And when we understand that we're part of the same system, it's like being a parent guiding children through conflict. We're not victims in this. We have to mature into a different level of human being, and that's what this is all about. We have to become the next level human that can handle the challenges in front of us. The resolution comes from understanding and helping everyone grow. Here's something to think about. Imagination is the womb of creation. Everything starts in the mind's eye. What we focus on in our imagination becomes the seeds we plant in our lives and in our reality, both individually and collectively. If we let negative thoughts run wild, as the news likes to put in our mind, as we like to talk about with each other, we like to focus on the garbage. As opposed to focusing on what we want to see, we focus on what we don't want to see. Come on, we know better than that. Whatever we focus on is what we push energy towards, which is what comes to be. But if we take responsibility for what we imagine and allow in our minds, we can plant seeds of positive change in ourselves and in the world. Our imagination is our connection to the divine, the sacred space where everything that exists begins. The imagination Keeping it clear and focused is our greatest responsibility for ourselves and for the world and for your children and for the future. We have to keep the garden of our mind blooming with beautiful things. It will grow whatever you plant in it. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. You know it's the truth. That's where everything comes from. That is the above to this being the below. As above, so below. That is your divine duty to keep that clean, sparkling clear. Let me show you something. Imagine your mind is a circle with a dot in the center. This symbol is called the circumpunct. The dot represents awareness within all things. That dot, because awareness exists within all things, and all things exist within awareness. That's why the circle shows that all things are contained within awareness. If I'm savvy, I put this up on the board somewhere with special anima technology. Now, think of different energies, thoughts, emotions, experiences moving through this space. They often seem like they're pulling us in all directions, but the ego tries to place itself at the center where awareness should be and distorts our perception of reality. This makes us feel like these energies are pulling on us, but they aren't. They're just playing out within the stage of our awareness. Our job is to be aware and keep the imagination, our sacred creative space, so that the reality we create is aligned with the higher good, not the design of our ego. Think of your mind like a garden. You know, if you read any history, you know that it has to go this way. It is the only path forward. And responsibility, your mind will flourish. The unconscious mind doesn't care what you plant, it will grow whatever you give it. And here's the thing, this isn't just true for you, it's true for all of us. We're all planting seeds in the garden of the imagination, and the collective garden we create will reflect that. So we have to take responsibility for what we nurture. We have to do this collectively as a public. We have the ability to do this right now while we still can, and while we can still communicate freely. This isn't up to the politicians anymore. This is up to us. The people in power are not out for the public. I've got to be very careful about us versus them type of mentalities. That's not what it is. We're in this together, but there is people in the public, and which is technically everybody, but then there's the people in power, and we're in an interesting space. Here's the thing, the world won't change if we wait for somebody else to fix it. We can't be in the victim savior mentality. Politicians won't save us. And when we keep blaming others for the state of things, we're giving away our power. We have to take responsibility. When we clear our minds and take control of our imagination, we make it harder for those who try to manipulate us. The real battle for our future is in our minds. And because we're all connected through this sacred space, sacred creative space, the imagination, the changes we make within ourselves ripple out to others. That's how we collectively create a better world. It's about taking control of your own mind. Stop focusing on what divides us and start planting seeds of unity and clarity in your imagination. The real work starts here. I always point here, it's not, it's here, but that space, the space that only you see. Clear out the mental clutter, remove the weeds, and nurture the seeds that shape the future you want to live in. Our imaginations are powerful. When we all do this together, we create a world where growth and understanding are at the center. We need to speak. What are we creating? Okay? We need to know where we're at, so we might want to mention, hey, we're in this place that, we could be doing better. But this is where we're going. We're not doing it out of fear. We're not begging. We're not looking for a savior. We're not victimizing ourselves. We're not saying, oh no, the end of the world. We're saying, look, this is where we're taking things. It doesn't matter where this small group of powerful people want to go. It doesn't matter where anybody wants to go. We want the best for ourselves and our children and our world moving forward. We have to do the work that's not easy. So we're blessed with the opportunity to have difficulties like we have today to wake us up. Our imaginations are possible. When we all do this together, we create a world where growth and understanding are at the center. The more we clear our mental gardens, the stronger we become. Every challenge we face is a chance to grow stronger wiser, and more compassionate. But the growth only happens when we take responsibility for what we allow in our minds. It's not about reacting to fear or blame, it's about creating peace, clarity, and focus. When we clear our and align our imagination, we help lift up the people around us because we're all in this together. We have to focus on our own health first. We have to focus on our own mental states first. And then we have to promote that within ourselves. So we have to stop being the victims to the nonsense that goes on today. Those who seek control lose their power in the presence of clear minded, responsible people. We are in a position where this is the mass consciousness right now. That's why we are where we are. We haven't evolved beyond it. It's been going on like this for millennia, possibly longer, maybe since the dawn of time. Who knows? But we are in a position to evolve beyond it. Why don't we do so? We don't need more fear, we need focus. We don't need more division, we need clarity and action. And when we act from this place of unity and clear imagination, we create a world where we all grow together. This isn't just about ourselves, it's about the world we're building for our children, our grandchildren, and beyond. It all begins in our imagination, where we create the reality we wish to live in. That's our power. What we focus on there. That's You think about making a sandwich. Think about when you're hungry and you think about, okay, well, what do I make? And you imagine what's in the refrigerator or where you could go get something from wherever, the drive-through, the grocery store, or whatever, and you imagine doing it. And then once you settle in and you're happy with your plan, you go do it. That happens in your imagination. That's how everything is created. Your sandwich and everything else, our whole world. It all begins in our imagination where we create the reality we wish to live in. That's our power. This journey isn't just about getting through the day. It's about waking up to the fact that real change starts within us, in that sacred space. When we clear our minds and align our imagination with the good, we make space for freedom and love to grow. The garden of your mind is sacred. Tend it well. Nurture what's good and let go of what no longer serves you. Together, we can build something better. Let's embrace our power and create a world filled with love and peace for all of us. That's what we deserve. We got to stop creating otherwise. Thanks for your time.